A pleasant good morning. Welcome to Focus News World. 30 minutes of new presentations about Liberia, Africa, and our warm world. My name is Musa Shari, and I'm covering this segment of news presentations. In the headlines, Liberia Supreme Court clears the way for the arrest of former Justice Minister Frank Musa Deans in the Diamonds Lesson dispute. The International Monetary Fund approves 26.5 million US dollars in support for Liberia. Mascherano Senator Darius Dillon demands answers in two high-profile rape cases. 30 Liberian police officers depart for historic trainings in Rwanda. And of the home front, Israel dismantled Gaza humanitarian flotilla but warned both sails on. These plus many more development are our package. We're taking a short break. Upon our return, we'll bring you our news bulletin. Welcome back and thanks for rejoining. Liberia Supreme Court has lifted a legal stay halting the arrest of former Justice Minister Frank Musa Deans over a diamond lesson dispute. Justice in Chimbo Jim Eto Wolokoli cancels on October 16, 2025 conference and instructed the assigned Saki judge to resume jurisdictions and proceed with the case without restrictions. Deans and other face allegations over a contested Class C mining license issues in Babolu County, raising concerns about expired permits and ownership irregularities. The Supreme Court decisions removes legal obstacles, allowing the Civil Law Court to enforce prior rulings, including arrest warrants and continuing proceedings in the matter. Meanwhile, legal observers sees the ruling as a turning point in a high-profile case that has attracted national attention and could test judiciary independence in Liberia. The International Monetary Fund has approved a US $26.5 million disbursement to Liberia following a successful review of its economic reform program. The fundings follow the second review under Liberia's 40-month extended credit facilities, which began in September 2024 to support macroeconomy stability and boost central bank's reserves. Total disbursement now stands at US $79.4 million. The International Monetary Fund praised Liberia fiscal reforms, reserve strengthenings, and rapid response to failing donor support amid global financial uncertainties. IMF Deputy Managing Director Bo Lee commended Liberia's effort to reduce deficits and build foreign exchange buffers, calling recent policies action decisive and encouraging for long-term stability. Liberia Finance Minister Augustin Gafuant welcomed the IMF move, calling it a vote of confidence and expressing hope for more support under the 2026 Resilient Initiative. Mascherano Senator Darius Dillon has demanded answers in two statutory rape cases involving contractor Sandro Cromand and suspended Deputy Youth and Sport Minister Brian McGill. The senator questions whether Cromand confessed or if DNA evidence exists linking him to the crime, raising his concerns public through an official Facebook post yesterday. He also criticized the apparent lack of progress in McGill's case, asking why DNA confirmations remain pending despite similar accusations warranting equal scrutiny and investigative urgency. Dillon emphasized the need for transparency, insisting that police and prosecutor provide details updates to the Senate immediately upon it returned to legislative session next week. He warned against selective justice, stating the Liberian public must not tolerate unequal legal treatment or any semblance of impunity for individuals' positions of power. Inspector General Gregor Comont bade farewell to 30 Liberian National Police officers preparing for a major training mission in Rwanda, expressing proud. The selected officers will undergo advanced professional modules, including leadership, community policing, investigation techniques. RG Gregor Command described partnership as beneficial, enhancing Liberia's law enforcement capacity, and encouraged them to return with discipline, dedication, sharing new skills, empowering colleagues, Haji Kumont emphasized standards for integrity throughout trainings and subsequent service delivery. Kumont also praised governments and international corporations that made the training's opportunity possible. He said such initiatives reflect Liberia's commitment to maintaining public safety and trust. Citizens expect measurable improvements when officers return. Haji Kumont assure accountability, insisting results justify investment. He called on all officers to uphold law, ethics, and public confidence. Former President George Weah confirmed that all legal documents for the CDC new headquarters have been finalized, signaling readiness for the project's official groundbreaking ceremony soon. The announcements came during a festive gathering held on Weah's birthday, where enthusiastic CDC supporters and loyalists joined him to celebrate and hear updates about the party's future. We expressed confidence in the upcoming construction, vowing to deliver the headquarters quickly. Although a specific groundbreaking date wasn't revealed, we have said the team is actively reviewing schedules and logistics to select the most suitable time for commencement. The ambassador at large for special duty, Sheikh Kuyate, says he urged President Joseph Boakai to continue performing well and use his leadership to review all concessions agreements. Speaking on local radio station, Kuyate said Boakai policy focus on the next generation, not the next elections. He added that revisiting concession agreements is necessary for national development. Kuyate highlighted progress in infrastructure, noting that travel from Monrovia to Grand Jide now takes hours compared to up to a week in the past. He emphasized that the government must keep working for the people and said his support for Boakai is not political, describing the president as leader for all Liberians. Kuyate also disclosed his past membership with the opposition CDC, saying he left to create opportunities for Liberians, citing his proposals for the Muna Penal Vocational School as an example of his commitment to skill development and national progress. A procurement contractor at the Ministry of Agriculture has been charged with statutory rape and sent to the Monrovia Central Prison following police investigations into the alleged assault of a 14-year-old girl. The suspect, identified as Sando Kuma, was arrested after the Liberia National Police Women and Children Protection Session conducted several days of inquiry into the incident, which reportedly occurred in Valtown. Authorities say Kuma is accused of sexually abusing the minor, a crime categorized under Liberia's rape law as statutory rape due to the victim's age. He was formally charged Wednesday and transferred over to the Monrovia City Court, where a judge ordered his incarceration pending trial. President Joseph Boakai has officially accepted the resignations of Associate Magistrate Designate Wayne Gbese of the Pittsville Magistrates Court effective yesterday, October 1st, 2025. Mr. Gbese tendered his resignation to pursue legal studies at the Louis Arthur Graham School of Law, expressing gratitude for the nominations and opportunity to serve. He noted the decision was made in good faith to avoid public misconceptions and to support ongoing reforms within Liberia judiciary. President Boakai acknowledged Mr. Gbese's choice, commending his dedications to both personal growth and professional integrity during a critical period of reform. The executive mansion described the move as a reflection of responsible leadership and support for the rule of law and institutional transparency. Liberia's Ministry of Information, Cultural Affairs and Tourism has launched its first ever 5-year strategic plan aimed at reshaping the ministry's structures and impact. The plan outlines reform across 4 departments and several divisions, including the Liberia News Agencies, Open Government Partnerships, New Media and National Branding Initiative. Acting Minister Tagbet clarified that tourism remains part of the strategy, serving as a roadmap for the new Tourism Authority, pending its full operation and rollout. Despite limited national support, MICAT has reviewed the new Liberian newspaper, launched a quarterly magazine, and initiated town hall meetings under Minister Jerry McPeal leadership. Tagbet commended the ministry teams and pledged continued transformations alliance with President Boakai National Development Vision for a stronger, more transparent information sector. A local women's rights group has begun distributing livelihood materials to empower survivors of female genital mutilations and promote sustainable alternative to harmful practices. The Women NGO Secretary of Liberia launched the initiative under the UN Fund Liberia Fed FGM project, targeting 6 counties including Bond, Bomi, Malgibi, and Mosurado. Executive Director Esther Davis Yango stressed that ending FGM requires modern laws, urging investment in skill training, advocacy, and economic support for women and women practitioners. At the launch, Representative Ellen Arthur Red encouraged women to use the materials to achieve financial independence and move beyond dependencies on male partners or handout. Beneficiaries expressed gratitude to Wongoso, saying that the project has already improved their lives through vocational training and economic empowerment, helping to create safer and healthier communities. The Nimba County Health Team says it has broken ground for the first maternal waiting homes in Flompertam Saclepiate Ma Health District. According to Health Team, the facility will serve more than 9,000 people in the district. The team added that the Flompe Clinic record between 20 and 30 deliveries each month, many complicated by the long distance women travel to reach care. The health team disclosed local chiefs, editors, county officials, traditional midwives, and expectant mothers attended the groundbreaking and described the project as a life-saving initiative. The health team further noted that the project is funded through the Nimba County Social Development Fund and will provide safe logins and basic services for expectant mothers from 9 catchment communities until labor begins. A regional health workshop has opened in Monrovia, bringing together ECOWAS countries to strengthen emergency response systems and boost cooperations across West Africa's healthcare sectors. Organized by WAHU in partnership with Liberia's Ministry of Health, the 3 day event hosts delegates for 11 nations discussing present health challenges and regional coordination gaps. Participants are reviewing current programs, assessing barriers like limited fundings and weak infrastructures, and developing new strategies to enhance public health security across the ECOWAS region. Speakers urged emerging leaders to remain purpose-driven, with messages emphasizing resilience, internationals, and the transformative power of turning setbacks into opportunities for growth and leadership. The workshop reinforced regional commitment to gender-inclusive leadership, education, and empowerment aligned with global sustainable development goals to build a more resilient and equitable West African health system. A Liberian man posing as doctor has been sentenced to life in prison following a fatal botched surgery at an unlicensed clinic in Monrovia. Sam Woloba was convicted of murder after a woman died from internal bleedings and infection following abdominal surgery at his illegal facility in Pinsville, Osa, Monrovia. Judge Alfonso Wisses called Wolumba's actions reckless and driven by greed, describing his clinic as a killing chambers and not a legitimate medical institution. Medical experts testify Wolumba lacked training or certification and use unsteered equipment and improper techniques, directly causing the patient's death within 24 hours post-surgery. The court ordered Wolumba's immediate transfer to Monrovia Central Prison and called for stricter regulations of healthcare to prevent future tragedies involving unlicensed medical practitioners. Frustrated students of the PYJ Polytechnics in Gantas are demanding transfer documents after learning the institution has reportedly been sold to a private non-educational buyer. The university has remained closed for 3 academic semesters since the 2024 death of its founder, Senator Payne Johnson, with no reopening plans announced. Students say they feel abandoned and left without academic options. They are calling on the administration to act swiftly so they can transfer through other institutions. There has been no official communication from university officials, further deepening concerns and frustrations among students who invested time and money into their education. Meanwhile, critics argue the still signals the declines of Senator Johnson's legacy, once respected as the godfather of Nimba and a political powerhouse in Liberia. Today's development now a reminder that you're listening to Focal News War, a 30 minutes of news presentation about Liberia, Africa, and our warm war. A recap of major development we are closely following on these news presentations. Liberia Supreme Court clears the way for the arrest of former Justice Minister Frank Musa Deans in a diamond lesson dispute. The International Monetary Fund approved 26.5 million US dollars in support for Liberia. Mascherado Senator Darius Dillon's demands answers in two high-profile rape cases. 30 Liberian police officers depart for historic trainings in Rwanda. And off the home front, Israel dismantled Gaza humanitarian flotilla but warned boats sails on. Let's now take a break. Upon our return, so bring you voices of those making the news.
Focal News, I'm Mohammed Khan.
Reporting for Focal News, I am.
Welcome back and thanks for rejoining. This is how we flip to the details of our international development. The Israeli military has largely dismantled a humanitarian flotilla seeking to break its siege on Gaza, arresting hundreds of activists from dozens of vessels, but one yacht continues to plug on war towards the Palestinian enclave. As of the early hours of Friday morning, the Polish flash Marinette, which reportedly has a crew of 6, is the last remaining operational vessels of the global Simonon flotilla, once a fully full-strength fleet. This is how we come to the end of our newscast. But before leaving you a recap of major development we are closely following on this news presentation. Liberia Supreme Court clears the way for the arrest of former Justice Minister Frank Musa Deans in a diamond lesson dispute. The International Monetary Fund approves 26.5 million US dollars in support for Liberians. Mascherado Senator Darius Dillon's demands answers in two high-profile rape cases. 30 Liberian police officers depart for historic trainings in Rwanda. And off the home front, Israel dismantled Gaza's humanitarian flotilla but one boat sails on. Musa Sharif, I'm the one bringing you this presentations. Tete Rabo sat as control and coordinators out of our side. On behalf of our entire news team, my name is Musa Sharif again, and our presenter, good morning.